this is Jocela Crawford from Crawford Wellness. In this video today, we're going to explore how to strengthen the hip flexors and the glute muscles whilst simultaneously stretching hamstrings. So go ahead and lie down on your back and grab a resistance band. These are TheraBands, about 5 feet long with loops on the end. I call them stirrup bands. There's a light, there's a medium. Today I'm going to do the medium band. So go ahead and put the stirrups on your feet. Always supporting your head with a blanket so that the natural curvature of the cervical spine can be relaxed. Upper arm bones down and relaxed. Before any yoga practice, I always try to take a moment to settle into the body, even just with a few deep breaths. And after you feel a sense of settling, you'll draw the left leg into the body and pull the band over that left thigh. So we're going to be using the knee as a fulcrum, and the resistance can be added. Heavier resistance will take the band up closer to the knee. Less resistance, keep it close into the groin. Extend the right leg. Again, for a more advanced practice, you'll keep that right leg lifted. But for simplicity's sake, let's lower it all the way down, especially if this is your first time doing it. So relaxing your head, band around that left thigh, lengthening out in the right thigh, grounding the root of the thigh, toes facing up. Draw this left knee up, roughly a right ankle. You can see my foot's a little twisted, so I have to adjust the band, making little macro and micro adjustments as needed to fit your body. So even simply holding this right angle with the left leg, that is challenging for that leg. So I invite you to play with slightly moving that bent leg forward and back. Now I have practiced this multiple times, so my personal fatigue will come on at a different rate perhaps than your own. If this is your first time, again, you might just do 1 or 2 or 3 of these. Eventually coming to stillness and playing with a gentle extension of that shin. Now, sometimes if you extend too much, the band will release. Simply just don't extend so much and take your left hand and just hold on to that. So simple fulcrum here at the joint, right? Now we'll actively, using the muscles in the left leg, actively draw that left leg into the abdomen while simultaneously stretching that right leg. Let's take the hands to the shin. Now a passive stretch would be to use the strength of the hands and the arms to draw the leg even further. And you might notice, wow, the mobility is very different. Now we'll move this from a passive stretch to an activation. So 1 finger at a time, you'll simply remove the hands from the leg, but try to keep that leg stable. Again, the first time you do this and the first time I did it, I thought it can't be that hard, and my leg went doing. So don't be surprised if that happens. There's going to be probably some movement as you release your hands. You can do it suddenly, but I like to really slowly lift the fingers 1 at a time to begin to really get each muscle group engaged. Sometimes it's a progressive effort. So practicing this, drawing the leg in passively and then releasing 1 finger at a time, again holding the leg. You might feel fatigue in this. The minute you feel fatigue, go ahead and stretch that band and extend the leg. Now we're in the Supta Padangusthasana position. You can draw the toes down, lengthen through the Achilles. You can rotate the leg. You might even feel the need to release all the way down. If so, just gently let go of the band. Take a moment to settle in. After a moment of settling, and certainly learning the progression, again, you'll grab that band close into the left side of the groin. Now you'll lean this left thigh over the body so it's in an internal rotation position. And again, let the thigh move towards you and away. And then coming to stillness, let the shin lift up and down. Taking an external rotation, the leg goes wide. Lengthen through that right side, ground that hip down. Not letting you roll over, but grounding the hip down, keeping the pelvis stable. And again, letting the leg extend just a little. And letting the shin bone move up and down. You will discover that perhaps one of your rotations, be it an internal, is more or less challenging than the external. Just play with that. And again, when you're ready, extend that leg. Take a break. You can either completely let go of the band, or if you need a little bit more resistance, go ahead and gently pull the band down. I like to relax that upper arm bone and elbow down. Cross that extended leg over, even just slightly. Feel the stretch on the IT band and the hip joint. Stabilizing the left side of the pelvis, releasing your neck so that we don't build up the tension. Uncross the leg, releasing the band, perhaps setting both feet down or extending long. I wouldn't necessarily call this a yoga pose. So the principles of yoga that we're bringing into this movement are the observation, noticing which side is tighter, which side is weaker. Notice as you close your eyes and lay here, how do you feel? How does the left side feel in comparison to the right? And again, releasing your upper arm bones, releasing the nape of your neck as you let your forehead draw towards your chest just slightly. Before switching sides, take a full few inhalations and exhalations. And eventually finding the band on your right thigh. Drawing the knee into the chest. Pull that band over. Lifting that leg. Again, eventually you might be practicing this with hands behind the head, leg lifted. I promise it's way harder. So we'll keep that left leg down. Right leg is staying active. And simply let the joint move. Move those hip flexors. And then actively pull the leg back using your leg. Taking the hands, releasing it even further, letting its full range of motion be experienced. And then one finger at a time, begin to lift and try to keep that leg down. Actively pull the leg in using your hands. And then slowly, one finger at a time, lift up. Oh, you can see my right side isn't quite as firmly attached. It moves quite a bit. Don't be surprised if your leg moves quite a bit. Releasing, stretching long, crossing the leg over slightly, feeling the nice stretch on the outside edge of this IT band on your right hip. And then coming down again, bending that knee, drawing the strap into the hip crease. And we'll internally rotate, which kind of means just leaning that right leg over the body and moving. And choosing whichever position works for you. Sometimes we're going for that feeling of effectiveness. So as you draw that leg out to the side, notice if that left hip begins to lift off and roll, and really ground that left leg, drawing the roots of the left thigh into the floor, and moving the right leg, extending the shin. Eventually come back to center. Extend the leg all the way up once again. Release the upper arm bones. Release the hand. The jaw is relaxed. You might feel quite a bit of fatigue. It's kind of an intense practice. Cross that leg over once again. And after a few breaths, pressing the thigh away from the body. Bend both knees and drop both the knees into your chest, holding onto the shins. If it feels comfortable, you can rock back and forth. And slowly release the stirrup bands from your feet. Planting your feet and eventually extending the legs all the way out. Good job. To come up, bend the knees, shift your hips, roll over, and press yourself up to a seat. Let me know how that felt. See you next time.